Benjamin Perez, T.O.P. Magazine. I'm here with Indo, the Slapmaster right here. So, he's a legend in the Bay Area. He's a producer and a rapper. Now, would you mind telling everybody about when you started off making music? What really motivated you to make the music?
Well, you know, back in the day, a long time ago, I'd say about 13 years old, with my brother and all of our homies and stuff, and we were in the basement of our house. And we did innovative things like take a karaoke and a Casio keyboard, make the beat on the Casio keyboard, put it on the tape, then retape it, put our vocals on it, you know, and then it really started from there, from the bottom. And then as we got older, you know, different technology came, and we did different things. Went from karaoke machines to 4 tracks to digital 16 tracks, and then now to having my own studio, you know, in a period of a long time.
Yeah. And before we started the interview, we talked a little bit about what happens here. The studio we're at right now is actually very legendary. Would you mind telling everybody about the credibility this area has right now?
Well, right now we are downtown Vallejo. This studio right here is located directly next door to a legendary studio that was called Rated Z Records at one time, where the Who's Who was recording at Into Deep. You know, they're from Vallejo. Legendary. Tupac, E40. I mean, just about Spice One. Yeah. All the legendary artists that you heard back in the late '90s came out of that studio. So you know, there's a really good vibe here when it comes to music.
Yeah. And you're specifically too. You also have like more of the newer generation that's making those hits. Like you showed us some of the names in there, like D-Lo, Sleepy D.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorites that you've worked with? Out of everybody you've worked with, old and new, who have you been most proud to work with?
Old. See, I wouldn't want to say old. I would just say that I grew up listening to. Worked with JT from Into Deep, great guy. Adrian of 3 Times Crazy. I did an album for him called The Streets Made Me Do It.
Yeah.
That was a fun album to do. It was fun to do because he was a legend. You know, he's somebody I grew up listening to, and now I finally got to make music with him. D-Lo's a great guy. Taji Spitz. A real good friend of mine, K.O.B, Cobra Abysmal. The list goes on and on and on because, you know, each artist that I work with, there's something specifically that I like about them. There's a quality, you know what I'm saying, that I like. So, you know, I've had the pleasure to work with them all, you know, just about.
Yeah. And we were talking about everything you've done.
Yeah.
How you have a lot of unreleased music.
Yeah.
Your work ethic. Where did you get it from?
I'd have to say I probably got it from my mom. You know, my mom was a hard worker. You know, she would work a 9 to 5, be tired, beat up, and come home and still be able to cook dinner and wake up the next morning and do it all over again. So I think I learned the work ethic from her, definitely.
Seeing your mom work like that, did that kind of inspire you to just say, I can't do the 9 to 5? But I mean, you do.
Yeah.
Kind of the same.
Well, I did. You know, I grew up just like any normal kid would in Vallejo. You know, a pretty tough neighborhood. You know, doing innovative things like Kool-Aid stands, trying to do what I could to get money. You know, like mowing yards and stuff like that. And then as I got older, you know, doing stupid shit. You know, selling drugs or whatever. And then finally, I kind of snapped out of that, and I got myself a legitimate 9 to 5, and just busted my ass and saved what I had and made my dream come true. You know, saved it up, got my own studio, and just started doing what I do, and it led up to where I'm at today.
You already have so much on the table. How much longer do you think you're going to do this for
I'll
the rest of your life?
Till I die. Because it's all I know, you know. If I didn't have music, I don't know where I'd be. You know.
I feel you on that. It's just big thing.
Yeah, it's a big part of my life, you know, and I'll keep going until I die. And I'm not worried about being the top guy or being famous or anything like that. You know, I wanted to be respected as a great artist and a great producer, and be remembered for everything that I've given to the Bay Area. You know, because that's what I do. I'm helpful. You know, my connects. You know, I'm not one of these people that are going to be like, oh, you know, you shouldn't give him that connect, you know, because that might push him in front of you or something like that. No, I'm the type of guy, like, if you need it, I got you. You know, no BS behind it.
Production-wise, what made you get into production? How did you get that ear for the beats that you make? How did you learn how to make some master? How did you learn to do all that?
I think my interest with actually making music, that also came through my mom. My mom was very gifted when it came to making music. She could play the guitar. She could play instruments without even reading actual music. You know, I think that interested me, and I picked it up from her making the music. Now, as far as getting into like hip hop and the equipment and stuff like that, I had other friends that were doing it at the time. You know, I grew up listening to E40 and the Sebos and stuff, and was wondering how did they do that. You know, and I did my research and basically, you know, built my own way up to where I'm at right now. You know, yeah.
So, you said your mom was able to do any of that. Did you ever record her?
No, not at all. No, see, my mom was old school. You know, I'm the youngest out of 6 kids.
Yeah.
So, you know, my mom knew what I did. You know, she supported it. I'm pretty sure she didn't support some of the messages that were in there, but she supported the hard work.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what she instilled in me, you know.
Growing up in Vallejo, you said that you listened to E40 and all those people. What was it like to just be from the city that 40, Mac Dre, the Crestside, everybody? Yeah. What was it like that?
I think maybe took it for granted a little bit. You know, those are my favorite artists. You know, you listen to it every day, but I don't think I really knew how much of an impact it was until later on getting into music and getting more involved and traveling and seeing really the influence of what Vallejo had on hip-hop in general in the Bay Area. You know, it was good times back then. You know, it's kind of rough growing up as a teen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Going through, you know, trials and tribulations like anybody else. But today I have a more newfound respect because Vallejo definitely made its mark on hip-hop out here, you know.
Aside from hip-hop, Vallejo, we were talking about it too. It was also one of like the big ports, right? It was just like something people came to see.
Yes.
Vallejo's always been.
Yeah, Vallejo's a very historical city. You know, this is the first naval installation ever in the West Coast. So when this became California, the first military was here in Vallejo. Yeah. You know, so it was a big port town, big naval town, you know, especially during the gold rush and stuff. It really boomed because everybody came down here with their gold and traded it in for money and was going to Frisco. And, you know, there's a lot of history here, you know, not just with that, musical history as well. You know, you got some of the best funk bands that came out of here, Confunction, Sly and the Family Stones. Yeah. You know, so musically throughout the years, Vallejo has always been rich with music.
Yeah. Now, as far as your music albums, how many do you have?
I would have to say I got me and my boy Crypto, we started as a group. So we have a couple albums out together, and that's 4 albums, which is Indecent and Crypto, the first chapter, Indecent and Crypto, Rap Athletes Track Meet. Then we did the Crypto Trunk Food, which was a compilation. Then we did the Quake, which was another compilation. And then after that, we kind of split and did our own things. And he's got a couple of albums out now that he's done. And then I ventured on to more compilations. I got a Networking and Perkin compilation that's got everybody on it. You know, from D-Lo to 40 to, you know. So I got into more compilations and stuff. So there's a lot of albums out there. Plus, I do free beat albums, you know, for people out there that might not be able to afford to purchase beats or anything like that. I have these things called slap packs. I have 4 of them out there already, and I release them maybe like once a year, maybe twice a year. Yeah. You know what I mean? And give back. So in my eyes, countless. I have countless albums. I have albums that are ready to release right now. I have projects with other artists that are ready to release. So there's so many. I really don't keep track. I just keep working, you know. I just want to just keep working and just piling it up. Maybe when I'm on my deathbed, I can look back and count, you know, and be like, look what I did, you know.
So the slap packs, you really just make free beats for the artists and you just give them out to them?
Just give them out there. I make they can range anywhere from like 12 beats to 25 beats. Yeah. And I'll put them on, you know, like hotnewhiphop.com or other downloadable websites, and then just put the links out there. Or if anybody hits me up, they're like, hey, you know, I'm trying to get a Slapmaster beat, you know, but my money ain't looking too good, then just give them the link to the slap packs, you know. And that way they can support me at the same time, you know. And then if they get their money up, they need to come buy one, you know.
Yeah. They gotta give back to the slap.
They gotta give back, you know what I'm saying? I give back, I'd expect the same, but if it doesn't happen, it's whatever, you know. I'm doing it in good faith anyway, so.
You have so much under your belt. How do you stay so humble?
I don't know. I think just being around the block and just being around people and just, you know, I don't think it's something that's learned. It's just something that's came about. I don't have time to be. I have to make music. Yeah. I'm a producer. You know what I'm saying? That's my time. My time is to produce, mix, master, and to write my own shit. I don't have time to be like, oh, check this out. You know, I'm the dopest motherfucker out here and stuff like that. Don't win. That don't win to me in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Staying humble but hungry. Yeah. In the words of E40. You know, humble but hungry.
What are you hungry for now? What's the next thing that you just have your eyes set on?
I have these projects that I'm doing called the 48 Hour Project. Shout out to DJ Fresh, because he gamed me up a little bit, because, you know, he has the Tonight shows.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hit him up because I was doing my own series of albums with artists, but I wanted to call him up and just, you know, let him know what was going on. That way he didn't feel that maybe I was biting him or something like that. And he gave me the blessing. And he also gave me some game on top of it on how to handle it business-wise, too. Yeah. So big shout-out to DJ Fresh. So I have these projects called the 48 Hour Project. I'm doing them with a specific artist, you know, that we have an agreement with. And we lock ourselves in the studio for 48 hours. And we do everything from scratch, from the productions to the raps and everything. And once everything's done in 48 hours, after that, I'll mix and master it up. We'll get the promo ready, get the covers ready, and put that thing on iTunes and all the downloadable sites. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of those. The first one was just completed with Gigs 510, and that one comes out on June 25th, so look forward to that.
The 48 hours, how did you think of that, really?
Because that's what we do over here. A lot of artists that come through, man, they purchase big block times, you know. And I can work as fast as the artist, you know. And I get some artists in here that work pretty fast, so it's nothing for us to be in here in 2 hours and knock out a whole album. Yeah. You know what I mean? And what's dope about that is it's not so much planned. It's really like freestyling.
Yeah, you guys just kind of go off of each other's
we go off of each other's vibe, and we're making the beats fresh. So even though they're writing the raps and I'm making the beats right there, it's fresh, it's new, it's right there. So it's almost like a freestyle making an album. You know what I mean? In a freestyle way, where we just put it together, and it's like, you know, this is our works that we can do in 48 hours instead of sitting back for months, like planning. Wonder what this album cover should look like, what it's going to be, what I want to gear it towards, or whatever like that. No, we just come out natural and just make it happen.
DJ Fresh and yourself actually have a lot of quality. These guys are both really young legends, and you guys both producers really well.
He's an amazing DJ, though.
Yes,
that's the one up. That's the one up. You know what I mean? That he has on me. Me, I'm not a DJ. Yeah. I'm specifically a producer, songwriter. I can sing hooks and all that, and he can do that plus more. Plus, he's a dope DJ. Yeah, you know. So,
do you ever? I don't want to say look up to, but you admire what he's done.
I admire. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. His progress from when I first heard about him, you know, years ago to where he's at right now is amazing. You know, any producer should want to be in that stature. You know what I mean? And you know, I got mad respect for him. I got mad respect for any producer that's in this game that's really trying to do it. You know, and doing it for the right reasons. You know.
What would you have? Do you have any advice for producers that want to make something but they're too shy to really get into the game, or they don't know how to get into the game? What would you say for them? Like, say they want to become producers, but they don't know how to start.